You're listening to Alaska Real Estate Podcast. I'm Chris Story, your host for great adventures in real estate. And today, have we got an adventure for you? CEO of the Alaska Housing Finance Corporation stepped into the studios and behind the microphones here and will tell you what you need to know about the gas line project and much more going on around Alaska. You won't want to miss a minute of CEO Dan Fauske here on Alaska Real Estate. Today's program made possible in part thanks to the great folks at Alaska USA Title Agency. Find out why so many are turning to Crystal and her team to close their deals. You'll be treated like you're the only customer, guaranteed. Alaska USA Title Agency, online at alaskausatitle.com. They're open to close your business. Welcome, Dan Fauske, CEO of Alaska Housing Finance Corporation. Thanks for taking the time to be here today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Take me first to the gas line, because that's on everybody's mind, and then your overview or 64,000-foot view of Alaskan economy in general.
Well, the gas line that I've been involved with now for about 3.5 years under the Alaska Gas Line Development Corp., which is a subsidiary of Alaska Housing. We had a bill in front of the legislature sponsored by Speaker Chenault and Representative Hawker passed. It was HB 4. The governor had supported it. He had put $25 million in towards the effort in his capital budget, and it passed out at a $350 million this last weekend. And the idea is that's the money we had needed. We'd always said we'd need about $400 million to do get the engineering into a position and the permits. We now have the EIS. We've got the record of decision that's been approved. We're just waiting for the actual document to arrive from the feds. And we will have the EIS and the right-of-way from Prudhoe Bay to Big Lake. That's a very significant issue. It's also worth a whole lot of money, so it puts the state in a great position of leverage and marketing
right.
When we start dealing with the industry. And that $400 million was the seed money to get us to an open season, which we anticipate now late 2014, first quarter 2015, which is really kind of like a bid conference. In other words, people come in, shippers, producers, buyers, and whatever, to state their claims to the amount of gas that we're going to have available, and it's really where the rubber hits the road on this gas line project.
That being the open season.
Correct.
Right.
And we're very excited about it. And, we've been complimented on the work that we've done by industry. We've worked with them. One of the significant things about HB4 was we ended up with the confidentiality agreements, which we were trying to get last year, because you must have those in place before you can talk to industry. They're simply not going to expose their data to FOIA requests or whatever, and I don't blame them. They've spent millions and millions on this stuff, and they're simply not going to lose control of it, either to their competitors or to just the general public.
I see. So that hurdle's been jumped?
It's been jumped. Great. So Governor will sign a bill here, I would assume, soon, and we're off and running with a variety of things. But right now I've got people, 4 of our folks are in L.A. in a meeting with a joint venture of Worley Parsons and Fluor, which are just 2 giant engineering firms, working on the design of the liquid or the gas treatment facility on the North Slope, which in this particular project is about a $2 billion project. So that engineering needs to be refined, get to a place where companies will come in and actually bid on it, or see that there's an opportunity for them to make some money and do the project.
Have you been enjoying this? This is a little bit of a change. I mean, it's similar to what you do with Alaska Housing, and it's a big organization, but has this been a fun challenge?
It's been fun. It's been an awful lot of work. I originally, a little over 3 years ago, when they asked me to get involved, they created a team, not a committee, not a board. It was a team, and we were given 1 year to write a report to the legislature, and I went into it fairly skeptical, going, I don't think this dog will hunt. It's going to take $2-3 billion in state money to subsidize a project. I was really pleased with how we worked it. And we're down to the $400 million as a cash out. It's just money the state has to spend. Companies aren't going to spend that money to determine the worthiness, or if they, to put together a biddable project. I'm just real pleased with where it's at. I thought that after the report that would be, I'd head off into the sunset.
Proverbially.
Yeah, that didn't work, and that's fine. And then it was just the last couple of years we've been pretty intense on creating the legislation that we needed, and a lot of the work. We've done an awful lot of work, engineering work, and it's been fascinating to work with these folks. I'm kind of a finance type, managerial type, and I just view things as if there's money involved, and you're leveraging and you're financing. A lot of it works pretty much the same way. This is very complicated, but it was exciting to work on, but it was a lot of work because I continued on at AHFC and then did this. So I was really splitting my days in half.
And you have a terrific team at AHFC as well, of course.
It's unbelievable. I'll say AHFC, AGDC was fortunate at the time that they were a subsidiary of AHFC, because with that you bring a whole lot of heavy hitters to the table in terms of procurement and HR, IT, all the stuff that you need. We have people now under HB4. AGDC is now going to be separated out, and it's going to become a separate state energy housed in the Department of Commerce, but it's going to be the same function. But it's just the desire of the sponsors was to create this entity well into the future for the state as the gas line authority, similar to what Wyoming has in North Dakota, so that projects, you have the main one starting now, but there's a lot of debate in Juneau about propane down the Yukon and all over these places, and that's the kind of stuff that they're going to be charged with working on. And I think that's just a good thing.
You made a distinction between a committee and a team. Would you describe how you see the difference there?
Well, what they wanted was 5 people on the team. They wanted the ability that they put me in charge of the team. They didn't want to see it get rolled by votes. And
hence a committee. Okay.
You guys, you 5 people,
right.
And it was 4 men and 1 woman was on. You're charged with going forward and getting this done, and we're going to make it available, easy for you to do this without public hearings and all that. It was a team.
I like the expression that committees are places where ideas go to die.
Yeah.
So thank you for not letting that happen. Energy is such a huge part of housing because you got principal, interest, taxes, insurance, and utilities. Obviously, and jobs, and people having jobs, affording homes, and all of that. Talk about, I guess, where you see Alaska in general from an economic perspective, if you would. Well, you're just going to have to stay tuned to the next episode of Alaska Real Estate Podcast to hear the answer to that all-important question. Sandy Ehrenman's your executive producer. For all of us here at Alaska Real Estate, I'm Chris Story, wishing you health, wealth, and prosperity.